Hello and welcome to my video, lesson 6.3, solving exponential equations. Alright, to just begin with here, you have to remember the exponent laws. If you don't, then make sure that you refresh yourself either by looking here or by looking at, I have my Math 9 lessons, 2.4 and 2.5 are called power laws. And we have a bunch of different power laws or exponent laws. And yeah, basically you have to know how to use them. So each one of these tells us how, but just as an example, if you have 2 squared, that would be 2 to the 4. So you just add the exponents. Okay, whereas if you had, well, maybe let's use a 3 there. So we can use the same idea. So 2 cubed divided by 2 squared, 2 to the 1, so you're subtracting. 2 to the negative 2 would be, or negative 3, would be like writing 1 over 2 to the 3. 2 to the 2 to exponent 3 is the same thing as writing 2 to the 2 times 3, so that would be 2 to the 6. If you had x and y inside here squared, it'd be the same thing as writing x squared, y squared. And same thing if you're dividing them. It'd be like writing x squared divided by y squared. And last but not least, if you had 2, 1 over 4, it would be like writing the fourth root of 2. And so if you have a fractional exponent, it's like having a root. Alright, so let's try to solve for some of these answers. So first things first, if you're solving, you need to have the same base for your exponent. If you don't have the same base, you're pretty much hooped. Unless you can get it to go to the same base. So let's take a look at this first one here. So we want to make it the same base. Well, if this one's a prime number, we know we can't do anything with that except leave it. So let's leave that. And the other one, we can get to base 2. If you're not sure how, you can always just go take that number, divide it by 2. That equals 4. Divided by 2 again, and that equals 2. And then you just count up, excuse me, count up the number of 2's that you've used. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So it's 2 to the 3. Alright, so there's 2 different ways to get about doing this. The first one is perhaps more straightforward in terms of talking about opposite operators. So we'll divide by 2 to the 3. Oh, I guess let's use a different color. We're going to divide by 2 to the 3 on both sides, which is going to cancel here, and be left with 1. Not with 0, with 1. And then the other side, if we're dividing by, but they're the same base, that's like subtracting. So x plus 2 minus 3. Okay, and now we can look at the exponent. And if that equals 0, right, then no matter what the base is, it equals 1, right? So if we can make that exponent equal to 0, then we know that's going to equal 1. Okay, so solving this, we get x. There you go, x equals 1, and that's our answer. Another way we could do this is to just go straight from here to looking at the exponents. If the bases are the same, we can make the exponents equal, right? And so we're going to move the 2 over. So x equals 3 minus 2, or x equals 1. So either way that you do this, either way you solve this question, it still gives you the same answer, as it should. Do whichever way feels better. I think personally the red method is faster and easier, although it may be a little bit harder to understand for most people. But either way works. Okay, let's take a look at this next one here and see if we can solve it. So here we have the lowest prime number. That's what we're going to try to aim for all of them. And so we can do that here. And over here we can do that as well, where we have x to the 3. It's the x. And then if we simplify that, we can get 3x plus 1 plus 2. And we can get 3 to the power 3x. Okay, and I'm going to use the red method from above. Okay, I'm going to move the x over. And now I'm going to solve for that. And that's our value. 3 over 2 is our x. All right, feel free to try this one out on your own, or try either of these on your own before I start the video. But this one here, we're going to graph. I'm going to just tell you how to graph. So try it on your own, and then I will show you what I got in my calculator. So what you need to do is graph both sides of the equation. So I'm graphing this with my y1, which is going to be my blue. And I'm graphing this with my y2, which is going to be my red. All right, try it out and see if you get the same answer that I do. All right, I'm just going to draw my blue graph. Roughly speaking, it's going to look something like this. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's close. Okay, and now my red graph is going to look something like this. And it's, again, not perfect, but close. And you should be able to see that we have an intersect point right here. Where those two line up, that is our value for the solving for x. So right here we have a y value, and here we have an x value, right? And where those things line up, that's where it will be. So I'm just going to go ahead and solve for that. And so if you follow those keystrokes, that's what I just did in my calculator, you should get the following. So x is 3.4190226, and y is 42.784 686. So that's what it should say at the bottom of your calculator. But what's important here? Well, we're solving for the x value, right? We're solving for x. So the important point is x is 3.42. We're just going to round it there. Okay, so if x is that value, they're going to have the same y value, in which case that is what x is, and that's what we know. All right. I hope that this video helps you guys understand solving exponential equations a little bit better, either by hand or by graphing. Good luck.